My first Kundalini activation was at age 30, and there are many videos on that here. I don't need to explain it again. In that awakening, something I don't often speak of, I spoke with living celebrities. Now, it's true, I also spoke with Yeshua, Mary, Krishna, Buddha, Hermes, my higher self, and several others. They're visitations. They come to me. I did not see them physically in real life. They did not manifest before me. I wish that would happen, but hasn't happened yet. I saw them very clearly in my mind's eye. I was in a Kundalini activation, which means my consciousness was literally on a higher vibrational level in seeing what was happening there versus what was happening in my physical reality. So the pineal gland basically took me through the portal of cosmic consciousness to plug into my personal mythology, my story, heaven, and all the hosts of heaven too. So some people's higher selves are around in heaven, just hanging out and doing their own thing. And they are incarnated on earth at the same time, like me. Speaking with divine beings, teachers, ascended masters from the White Lodge, the Great White Lodge of Ascended Masters, the Illuminati, was expected. If I was going to expect some teachers, it would come from that realm for me. When I began seeing celebrities and they were talking to me as if we were friends, this tripped me out. I really did not understand this. And again, this happened when I was 30. I am currently 41 years old. It's taken me that long, 11 years, to kind of come clean about this, that, kind of poke around at enough other visionaries and psychics, and it's like, man, do you see living people in your visions too? Are they celebrities? What's up with that? In my poking around other psychics and visionaries who have similar visitation occurrences, I've asked, do you see higher selves, higher selves, do they talk to you? And recently, I have been getting yeses. I have talked to celebrities. I've talked to, living people, and they do come to us. I find this very interesting. When you look at the past of psychics as careers and, their life paths and what they did, you find a lot of healing and it, like Edgar Cayce, but you also see a lot of mediumship, a lot of channeling dead people. And, I'm guilty myself. I've talked to John Lennon and Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley and several others who have passed, who are in or above the heaven realm, who are still working to help humanity from the realms of consciousness that they're currently in. They actually can influence humanity. John Lennon told me he is on an afterlife peace movement campaign. We're helping him with that. Every time we talk about John Lennon or share his music or share his message, he's still living among us. He's in our hearts. He still writes songs, and really talented songwriters are channeling them, and we're getting them. I doubt that they're popular, given modern music is plastic consumerism. So Jimi Hendrix, he likes to come up. I haven't given much credit to Jimi Hendrix, honestly. I haven't told very, very few people that I've talked to him. But he's such a lively, loving, energetic spirit. And he's like, I think he digs that I'm psychic, and he digs that I can hear him. And it's just really cool for him. And he's like, he likes to see it from the other side. Jimi told me about Marie Laveau, and how Marie Laveau from New Orleans, and how she is a guider of souls. She is a watchtower. And I thought that was interesting because we did have Katrina and then all of those graves, all those, people who may be trapped, because there's a lot of voodoo down there. You never know what's going on. And so it's really cool to know that Marie Laveau, the voodoo priestess, is taking care of business there still. And I wouldn't know that unless Jimi Hendrix told me. So it's neat that the upper realms, how they know each other, they resonate towards each other because, he's a voodoo child. Tell me about it. God's play and story being multidimensional is a whole other ball game, man. Really, it's wild. They didn't speak of these things much in the past of the occult history. I suspect that the Hindus know a lot more about this than we do, but, they're very tight-lipped. But we're revealing more, and it's coming out the way it needs to come out. The truths, the facts, the realities are oozing out in any way they possibly can, including through me. One of the people that I saw upstairs, as I call it, during Vision, Awakening, Kundalini, I saw Stevie Nicks, and she was very goddess-like to me. And I'm like, man, who is she? Is she Venus? Is she Hera? Who is she? It seemed to me that, and this is back when I was 30, the first time I saw Stevie Nicks, like, what? In my vision, of course, Stevie's been in our lives as a witchy woman, since I was born. However, she came to me in goddess form. She was Stevie Nicks, and she said, call out to me, Corinne. Call out to me, and I can help you. I can get you to the next level where you're not hungry and starving and, waiting for alms, basically. And then I took that home with me in my mind, like, really? If I reach out to Stevie Nicks, she's going to help me, not be so poor anymore, and, just because I'm a good person, la la la. And obviously came to the logical conclusion. I have 6 planets in air. I'm very logical. And, Hermes is my spirit guide. I decided not to pursue that. I was like, well, isn't that like stalking? Like, why do you want to get close to a celebrity just so they can help you? That didn't feel right to me at all. But I'm coming to understand that was her higher self. It was in the past month or so, I had another vision where I was kind of hanging out upstairs, and Stevie came to me again. And this is years later. And I'm like, oh, well, hi, Stevie Nicks, again. And it seems like because I was closer to the Greek realm with the Greek gods at this point, that Stevie saw me and came over. And again, she was her goddess higher self. And she was asking me, she's like, I don't know if you understand, but I want you to help my lower self on earth. I want you to help Stevie and I get better connected. And I was like, okay, this sounds really familiar. I've heard this before. This sounds like a client. I'm like, whoa, here I am, basically in heaven, and I got a client. It's like really a downer because it's work, right? So I said, go ask Zeus. And like a flash, she was just like freaking gone. So I guess she was going to ask Zeus. In fact, I know because who came over next was Hera. So with Stevie Nicks, I don't know if she's like a literal emanation of a particular goddess, such as Venus, manifests here on Earth. I'm not sure about her alchemical origin. However, she's definitely, her higher self is a goddess. So going on, moving forward to Hera, who is Zeus's wife. Obviously, Hera saw me because Stevie went to Zeus. And she's like, Hera takes me aside and she says, do you understand that even here you can be used for your gifts? And I was like, I'm beginning to understand that. I had no idea. I can't believe, higher consciousness would be selfish, basically. But, I guess there's a lot at stake. And my work is probably pretty important. So I can see why Stevie Nicks' higher self is like, hey, girl. But I told her, I said, if you need me or you want me, you've got to get a hold of Stevie to do that because I'm not doing it. No. So Hera then takes me aside further, and then the vision goes on to private things I will not speak of. So speaking to celebrities, I spoke with Chris Rock. He is hilarious. OMG. So Chris Rock is like, hey, we're all psychic here in Hollywood. We can all hear each other's thoughts. So awesome in Hollywood. And I'm like, Chris, what's up with Hollywood? He's like, you wouldn't even know. I mean, he was really trying to trip me out, saying they're all magical and have psychic powers, and they can, that it's not really special effects in the movies, it's magic. I mean, Chris Rock, really. So I'm like, dude, I don't get it. So I kind of, hung up on the phone on a lot of them. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get it. You're not explaining it like a human. Just get off my line. I was told if I have any more sleep paralysis and nightmares to tell M. Night Shyamalan about it. He would be very interested in the movie subject. There were some celebrities that were very encouraging, very loving, very sweet, like Ewan McGregor was very nice to me, and he sang me a song, and I got to write the lyrics down. Nicole Kidman was teaching me things like how to be more ladylike and how to be softer and sweeter, and her tricks. She was teaching me her tricks, I suppose. What I'm coming to understand is that these visitations and what Chris Rock kept calling Hollywood is a part of heaven. This is a fourth, fifth, like Twilight Zone dimensional space. I'll tell you, when I went back to Olympus, when I went, Greece, Olympus, the gods, when I went back there the first time, it was almost empty. Zeus was there and Hera was there, but I was like, where are all the gang? Where is everybody? And they showed me that all these gods were like cluttered up against the fourth dimension as if watching a football game or something. They're all watching their lower selves, which at that point I thought were their children. Honestly, I took it as, oh, these are your kids and you're watching them. But it seems as if they have more skin in the game than that. It seems as if they are partially incarnated and they're trying to, integrate with their lower selves, the stuff that I'm working on. And I'm like, oh, neat, but you all are just like eating popcorn and watching television. You're not really active, but you care. I see that you care because you could be off frolicking in another dimension doing something, so they're trying to integrate. So the lines between celebrity, higher self, who are the Greek gods, who are the Egyptians, who are these old forms of energies that have been reincarnated, and this game we're playing of who can get the higher self integrated first instead of who can collect the most cash. So I feel one of my callings is actually what I used to do in Eleusis when I was incarnated as Persephone, Core. Hermes and I helped people raise in consciousness and reach divine heights of self. And I believe in this current incarnation, part of my calling is to do that again, because I was named Corinne, which is Core, and so I'm sure that that is going to be a very big part of my future journey. And everything I've done up to this point has been building to this new expression of spirit within and without me. As above, so below. As within, so without. Please leave your comments below. This is virgin territory, as they say. I hope you enjoy your day or evening. Thank you for listening to Occult Priestess. Blessings and namaste.